Alright guys, so there's a creator named Shonda on TikTok and she's really good. I really like her. I think she's awesome. I think she's amazing. Shonda, Shawanda. Okay, so her name is Shonda. She's really, really good. And so she talks about, in this one video, she talks about how like there's a lot of these men that are like just wanting the type of girl that's like rare and like does a lot of hard work and does all these things. And they want a woman like that, right? So they might not bring anything really to the table, and they don't even want, like she's talking about how they don't want pick-me women that are like available that would want anybody. They want these women that are like so hard to get and like really hard to get and people really can't get them normally, and the best guys date them usually because they're so good. And they want these women. Now, Shonda's a good creator. I think she's great and I really like her. And I do agree to some extent that yes, those women are more appealing and only, like to some extent, yes, some of these women want men that are going to be matching their level, right? Because why wouldn't you want a man that matches your level? If you're a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer or an accountant and you spent years in school, or you've got like social media galore and you're talented and you're really good, why would you want a man that's not going to pull his weight and just be lazy and not do stuff or not be and have no skills? And I mean, obviously having no skills, that's up to the person, right? That they can't control that. But let's say they're just lazy and they don't want to do anything, right? So why would a woman want that kind of man if she is so successful and so good, right? And Shonda just goes on and says, that these men are basically like, they just want these women and expect these women to have no standards, right? And I mean, to some extent, I agree with Shonda, right? Like, I mean, obviously, if you have high standards, and of course, it's women that she's talking about, right? Obviously, same thing can happen with men. But with women, let's say, obviously, yes, I think a woman does, if she wants to have high standards, and she wants to be with someone that isn't lazy, let's say, and she wants someone that is harder to get because she's harder to get herself. There's nothing wrong with that. But not every woman wants a man that is hard to get or tough to get, even though she's hard to get too, right? Now I know Shonda has a good point, and I agree with her for the most part, right? Like I think if you're hardworking and you want someone really good, you should get that, right? And you should really have that option. And you do have that option because you're really good too, right? But I also believe that it's up to the woman, right? Not every woman wants He-Man or Hercules or someone that does a million things. And I mean, I know what Shonda's point is basically, these men are basically saying, go with me, I have nothing to offer, pick me, right? And so she's trying to say, like, why would these women go for that, right? And it's true, why would these women go for that? But some women don't care who they go out with, right? I mean, you can't say for sure. But I mean, I think the point that Shonda is trying to make is the fact that they just assume these women are going to be like going for them and have no standards. And I think that's where she's trying to make the point, right? Like, it's like they just assume these women should go for them, even though the pick-me women that are like ready to take them out on a date and want to date these guys are not good enough to them, right? So she's trying to make the whole argument that like if these guys aren't good enough, if these girls aren't good enough yet, you're in the same level, why would, you know what I mean? But I really believe in love and in relationships, everybody has, and this goes for men too, but everybody has their own opinion. Everybody wants what they want, right? Some women might be older and they just want to have kids and they waited a long time to find Mr. Right and he hasn't shown up. So they just want anybody, not necessarily, but not anybody, but they want someone to have kids with. And if a man's nice and they treat them really well, why not, right? Or some women are just not picky, I don't think every woman wants someone that pays for a $300 dinner the night they meet them, right? Not every woman wants that. But I agree with her to a large extent, right? I think, I mean, for me, I'm very skilled at what I do. I'm talented. I will be very, very famous. Of course, I'm going to want someone that's going to match my level. But like I said, it's not necessarily true, right? That you would want someone to match your level. But in most cases, I'm assuming it would be, but you never know, right? And remember, some people are they're pansexual, so they don't really care who they date, right? They just want to date someone, and they love well, I guess pan is more, it's an actuality, so they want to date people they like, which is pretty much any gender, they're more fluid with gender, or more fluid with looks or whatever, right? Anyway, thank you guys. Bye now. You guys are awesome. Thank you, dolls. Bye now.